We educate. That's why we are respected. We inform. That's why we are loved. More music. We are the best. The Integrity Station. Splash, splash, splash.
105.5. Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to the first edition of Business Splash for this week. In this package, we have for you stories on oil and gas, value-added tax, Nigeria diaspora remittances, telecommunications, as well as some stock reports. I am Charity Jerome. The business headlines: fuel price to remain until federal government and labor end negotiations. Federal Inland Revenue Service insists on VAT collection. Nigerians in diaspora remit $65.34 billion in 3 years, and bread price hike looms as bakers decry flour costs. Details of these and more coming shortly. The Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, the PPPRA, has said the Petroleum Industry Act had signaled the full deregulation of the downstream oil sector. It, however, was quick to add that the negotiations between the federal government and labor would minimize the effect of subsidy removal upon full deregulation of the sector. The Executive Secretary, PPPRA, Abdulkadir Saidu, who said this in a statement issued in Abuja, stated that petrol price would be adjusted in a way that it would not cause hardship on consumers. Saidu said that the PIA had provided legal, governance, regulatory, and physical framework for the Nigeria petroleum industry, the development of host communities, and related matters. He said the act marked the beginning of a new era in the growth and development of the entire oil and gas industry. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, the FIRS, has urged taxpayers to continue to pay their value-added tax, VAT, to it to avoid paying penalties for failure to do so. The Director, Communications and Liaison Department of the FIRS, Mr. Abdullahi Ahmed, gave the advice in a statement in Abuja. He said the FIRS issued the directive following numerous inquiries in the aftermath of a recent judgment obtained by the Rivers government at the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt. The court had on August 9th ruled that the Rivers government, not the FIRS, was the rightful authority to collect VAT. The FIRS spokesperson explained that since the organization had already appealed the judgment in which it sought a stay of execution order, and that the status quo ante should subsist on VAT collection. He said taxpayers should continue to pay their VAT to the FIRS. Ahmed urged the public to continue to comply with their VAT obligations until the matter is resolved by the appellate court. The Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy says it will soon deploy the 5th generation mobile network, also known as 5G, in Nigeria for increased connectivity. The Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Pantami, disclosed this in Abuja when he featured on a forum. The minister said that the decision to deploy the 5G network followed an outcome of thorough investigations, research, and trial, absolving it of posing security or health threat. According to him, the work on the national policy on 5G stands at 95% done and will be presented to the Federal Executive Council in due course. Pantami, who said that the primary concern of government was to ensure security and welfare of Nigerians in their utilization of services in the telecommunications sector, blamed the delay in the deployment of the 5G network on conspiracy theories.
we have developed the national policy on 5G deployment in Nigeria, and National Frequency Management Council has been discussing the release of spectrum to NCC for the deployment of 5G. So now we are on track.
Moving on, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has sued President Muhammadu Buhari over his failure to probe allegations that 106 billion naira of public funds missing from 149 ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, and to ensure the prosecution of those suspected to be responsible and the recovery of any missing public funds. The suit followed allegations by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation in his 2018 annual audited report that over 105 billion naira of public funds are missing, misappropriated, or unaccounted for across 149 MDAs. Joined in the suit filed by SERAP were the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed. SERAP argued that recovering the alleged missing public funds would reduce the pressure on the federal government to borrow more money to fund the budget, enable the authorities to meet the country's constitutional and international obligations, and reduce the growing level of public debt. In addition, the group wants the courts to compel the president to publish full details of the yearly budgets of all MDAs and issue regular updates that detail their expenditures, including by making any such information easily accessible in a form that can be understood by the public. No date has been fixed for the hearing of the suit. Well, still on business news, bakers in the country have lamented the increasing rates of flour, saying they may double the price of loaves. The president of the Bakers Association of Nigeria, Dawood Suleiman, said there was no basis for the continuous increase in the price of flour. Suleiman, who spoke on the sidelines of a stakeholders meeting in Lagos, called on the federal government and Nigerians to prevail on millers to reduce the rates in the interest of the industry. He said the price of a bag of flour was 10,300 naira in January, adding that as of last week, flour was being sold for over 20,000 naira. Suleiman, who claimed to have businesses across the African region, said Nigerians were being shortchanged by millers, adding that the prices of flour in Gambia, Benin, among others, were far below what obtained in the country. He insisted that the quality of flour in those countries were also superior to what was being supplied in the country. The national leader of the group, Prince Jacob Ajijirin, said many bakers were also being intimidated by certain groups who did not want their views aired, adding that workers in the industry were going through hardship. The Nigerian diaspora population remitted $65.34 billion in 3 years to boost economic activities in the country. According to the World Bank data, in 2018, the Nigerian diaspora remittance was $24.31 billion. In 2019, it dropped to $23.81 billion, and in 2020, it fell to $17.21 billion. Remittance inflow made up for 4% of Nigeria's gross domestic product in 2020. According to the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, Nigeria had a diaspora population of 1.7 million as of 2020. This puts the average remittance per Nigerian abroad based on 2020 diaspora population at $38,428.15 across the 3 years. However, in the years under review, on per person average, Nigeria received more remittances than India and Bangladesh, another top destination of diaspora remittances. It's now time for us to link up with Femi Ojo for today's stock exchange report.
A beautiful morning to you, Harley. Here is the summary of trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for the 20th day in the month of August 2021. It was a bullish closing remark for stock brokers on the floor of the stock market as the Osha index closed at 0.47% to close at 39,483.08 basis point. Over 200.5 million units of shares valued at over 3.183 billion naira was traded in 4,012 deals, and we have the equity capitalization summing up to over 20.5 trillion naira. I look at the top three gainers. We have Lasako topping again and Spark gaining 14 kobo to close at 154 kobo. Nemeth gained 18 kobo to close at 205 kobo, and UACN gained 1 kobo to close at 11 naira for the 5 kobo. For the decliners, we have FTN Cocoa top in the park losing 3 kobo to close at 40 kobo. UPL lost 8 kobo to close at 121 kobo, and Cabri lost 45 kobo to close at 8 naira 50 kobo. For the major players, we have Onefla top on the park trading over 57.4 million units of shares. GT Code traded over 42.6 million units of shares. Jais Bank traded over 22.4 million units of shares. Hem Benefit traded over 16.1 million units of shares. And Transcorp traded over 14.3 million units of shares. That was a sum of trading activities on the floor of the stock market on the 20th day in the month of August 2021. Join me on Wednesday when I bring you the outcome of tomorrow's trading. I am Femi Ojo.
Many thanks, Femi. And that's it on today's Business Splash on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Join us again on Wednesday for another fresh edition. I'm Charity Jerome. Good morning, and thank you for listening.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station. We educate, that's why we are respected. We inform, that's why we are loved. More music, we are the best. The Integrity Station. Splash, splash, splash.
105.5.
From the top of the Fisher Building.
This is
Detroit's number one hit music station.
Splash 105.5 FM, your Integrity Station.
It's game night at the Bensons and everyone's having fun. Then, this.
Hey, son, what's the matter? You too? No way.
Don't let coughs and the common cold ruin your fun time. Tuxil range of uniquely formulated day and night syrups provides effective relief from cough and cold. Product may cause drowsiness. Tuxil, the job gets done when the cough is gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
From the top of the Fisher Building.
this is
Detroit's number one hit music station.
Splash 105.5 FM, your Integrity Station.
Your station. Here is
105.5.
From the very beginning, we just saw the world differently than everyone else. This was made obvious in all we do.
that didn't sit well with some people.
What's our plan?
Our plan is to keep going up and not just go up, but stay at the very top. We are your favorite radio station, Splash 105.